What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, former WBO lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, now will be a junior welterweight title contender, undefeated Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, did bad business this week. Bad business on the part of Keyshawn Davis. And Keyshawn Davis has the streak continuing as the 13-win, no loss, no draw, 9-win by way of knockout fighter, boxer, who has quickly become my favorite fighter in the sport of boxing. Keyshawn Davis decides that missing weight in what was seen to be the toughest test of his career, he's been going up in competition every fight for his last 3 fights. Gustavo Lemos, then Denis Baranchyk for his first title opportunity, undefeated Ukrainian star boxer who was undefeated, who he stopped. He stopped Baranchyk in the 4th round. He stopped Gustavo Lemos in the 2nd round. Had a homecoming fight in his hometown in Norfolk, Virginia. 10,000 people attended, $1 million gate, over $1 million gate. The boxing world and the celebrity world started to take notice, started to be a crossover superstar. Quickly calling out everybody, quickly the mentality becoming one of my favorite fighters, right? You got guys from Norfolk and the Virginia area, Michael Vick, Allen Iverson, the Clips, Pusha T, Shaquille O'Neal, all of these people are taking notice and starting to invest in Keyshawn Davis. So what does top-ranked legendary promoter, Hall of Famer, CEO and founder Bob Arum do? They say, let's take him back for his first title defense and let him choose his opponent. Back to Norfolk. Also, Top Rank allows him to put his brothers, Keyshawn and Kelvin, on the undercard. His sisters sing the national anthem. The whole world in the palm of his hands. So they're going to do it even bigger this time, right? Because now his stardom has grown. His popularity has grown. His status in the sport has grown. He's a world champion. And he gets to choose his opponent. He chooses Dominican star lightweight title contender, whom to which his close friend that he considers a brother, Shakur Stevenson, who oddly enough had nothing to say. Shakur Stevenson, who's highly decorated, Olympic silver medalist, 3-division champion, former unified lightweight, unified super featherweight, and reigning WBC lightweight, undefeated world champion, superstar boxer. Shakur Stevenson, they got into a spat publicly. You can see it. Shakur didn't want to respond. But Shakur has been posting about Kelvin Davis, who's on the same card, and has said nothing about Keyshawn's fight. Hasn't addressed Keyshawn's fight. Typically, he would post, Keyshawn, it's your time, Brody. Do X, Y, and Z, knock him out, so on and so forth. He's been posting this about Kelvin and nothing about Keyshawn since they had this spat where Keyshawn called Shakur out for Shakur's relationship with Richardson Hitchens, to which he stated that they need to get married. Now, they vowed publicly that they would never fight one another. But it seems like that changed when Keyshawn stated that if your name ain't DB3, anybody could get it. Now, obviously, them being 2 of the top 3 lightweights in the world, this is something that the boxing fans and media have been clamoring for, to see Shakur and Keyshawn. Shakur put up a post, and Shakur stated that in that post, he stated that sometimes you want to say something, but it's best to never say nothing, to not say nothing, to stay quiet. And he's been quiet about it. But you can clearly see that he has an issue with it, and something's not right, because he's posting Kelvin all week. Shakur Stevenson has been posting Kelvin and nothing about Keyshawn. Now, with that said, Shakur Stevenson, the reason I brought that up is Shakur Stevenson had what people deemed to be his toughest test against Edwin De Los Santos, who was 16 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 14 wins by way of knockout. Where Shakur had his lowest output, it was a lackluster performance, and everybody claimed that he was scared to engage against Edwin, who was southpaw explosive, had brutally knocked out Jose El Rayo Venezuela for his first loss. So he had a name, southpaw explosive, and Shakur and Edwin De Los Santos combined for a total of 100 punches, 104 punches landed the entire fight in the championship fight. That was last November 2023. So that stain has followed Shakur Stevenson. So people, instead of people saying, well, Edwin De Los Santos didn't want to engage, he didn't cut the ring off, everybody focuses on Shakur Stevenson movement, defensive minded, and he had 2 injured hands. Nonetheless, Shakur's the A side, he gets the blame. So now Keyshawn chooses Edwin De Los Santos. Now it's going to be a barometer, right? We get to measure the performances. Keyshawn got the opportunity to dominate. Edwin been out the ring since the Shakur fight. And people was trying to discredit it, saying that, well, Keyshawn is getting ready to fight Edwin off of nearly a 2-year layoff, had dealing with some blood clots, health issues, not active, not the same version as Shakur fought. Rightfully so, right? But still, yet and still viewed as a very, very dangerous opponent. Very, very dangerous opponent, right? And he chooses him, and guess what? They're going to give him his first title defense against Edwin De Los Santos in his hometown, put his brothers on the card, all the celebrities supposed to show up, a lot of promotion behind it. And he gets to the weigh-in and misses the contractual obligated 135-pound limit and comes in at 139.3, nearly 4.5 pounds overweight. Relinquishes his WBO title, gets stripped of it, and then thinks that the fight is going to continue forward. The fight gets canceled. It gets absolutely canceled. Edwin De Los Santos and his team understand that, wait, we're going to get paid whether we fight you or not. Now, Top Rank and Bob Arum was offering Edwin De Los Santos a 50% increase, meaning that he was going to get an extra $250,000 because he was set to make $500,000, right? Close to it. So I'm just rounding it off to the nearest, right? He was supposed to get $500,000. So he was going to get another 50% of his already agreed upon purse, which would have been $250,000. So he'd have got $750,000. Keyshawn was getting $700,000. So I guess he would have lost $250,000 out his purse, which means he would have got $500,000, right? Instead of getting the $750,000 he was set to make. And so they realized and understood that Keyshawn didn't even attempt to make weight. And they're going to get the money anyway. Instead of $250,000, they're just going to get the $500,000 and don't have to fight. So they opted to go that direction. Now Keyshawn is left with egg on his face because you got your whole family, you got your brothers on the card. This is surrounding you. Yes, Kelvin is the older brother, but this card is around you. It's surrounding you. It's built around you, right? Top Rank put your brothers on there. Now, Keon, they put Keon on there because Keon is a rising prospect for sure. But Kelvin is not at that status. So they put Kelvin as the co-main event. Well, the third fight on TV against Nair Albright, who Keyshawn had beat, and then it turned into a no contest because he failed for recreational D-Rugs use. Weed. So they doing this because of Keyshawn. And then the night of the fight comes. So you miss weight. Now you're not the main event. You're not the main attraction. Now over 2,000 people ask for a refund from their money. You got people that was hitting me up saying they came from California to see Keyshawn. They got a refund on their money, but they didn't get a refund on their flights, on their hotel, on the rental car. They ain't getting a refund on that, right? An unwanted vacation is what they got. And so then the night of fight happens. His brother Kelvin Davis fights Nair Albright and loses. Gets hurt. Every other right hand hurt Kelvin Davis by Nair Albright, who moved up from 135 to fight him at 140. And he beats Kelvin. So now Abdullah Mason, who Keyshawn called out at the press conference and said, you could get it next. You number 2 in my rankings, knowing you can't make weight and telling the world that you can't make weight. You couldn't make weight and you knew you was going to move to 140. Why did you call out Abdullah Mason? So now that looks like cap. Because you call that man out to his face on the stage and everybody is applauding you, myself included. I'm like, you a dog, because Abdullah Mason is a dog. 18 wins, no loss, no draw. 16 wins by way of knockout. He can ready to fight Nakatilia, the toughest test of his career, as the co-main event. And he called you out. You saying, hey, listen, let's tell Bob Arum, let's tell Top Rank right now. I knock out Edwin De Los Santos, you knock out Nakatilia, we fight next. Right? And you knew the entire time, because after you miss weight, you do an interview with Christina Ponce, and she asks you, are you going to attempt to make the weight? And you say no, because the last night and the morning of, you tried and you couldn't, but it was always the plan to move to 140 anyway after the Edwin De Los Santos fight. So why call out Abdullah Mason, who is 21 years old and fights at 135 and has no plans to move up, and say you're going to defend your title against him in front of the world, embarrass that man when you knew you wasn't going to fight there no more? That made zero sense. Then your brother loses to Kelvin Davis loses to Nair Albright. And they get upset because they in the locker room next to his locker room, and Nair is celebrating while Abdullah Mason is now the main event, who was the co-main event, fighting Nakatilia. His victory, he's dominating the fight, but that gets tainted. Why? Because Keyshawn and his younger brother, Keon, hear Nair Albright celebrating their victory over their big brother, Kelvin, and they rush his locker room, rush up to him. They think Keyshawn and Keon is coming to celebrate. He pushes past everybody, grabs Nair Albright, slams him up against the wall, and headbutts him. And Keon is trying to get in on the action. So the security and the people had to throw him out. Nair thought that he was coming to congratulate him. You go in there now. It said that he got jumped. No, he didn't get jumped. But Keyshawn pushed him, slammed him up against the wall. Nair is not expecting. He's thinking he's going to celebrate with him. Not celebrate with him, but congratulate him. Show good sportsmanship. Slams him up against the wall and headbutts him to the point where Nair has a knot on his head. And now it's altercation. Then Nair's brother is in the hallway like, bro, what are you doing? And then they trying to fight him in the hallway with Keyshawn got his kid. And ESPN is recording this. And they post it on everything. On their YouTube channel, on national TV, showing him with his kid. They want to show the ignorance of black people, and now we can't do nothing in our community. Now today, his brother, Kelvin Davis, instead of Keyshawn, no, this was surrounding you. Okay? Kelvin lost, and Nair Albright stated that Kelvin was trying to be like, bro, what are y'all doing? You tripping. This is built around you, Keyshawn. This is not built around your brother. So this morning, now Kelvin issues a public statement that's not even a full apology, and Keyshawn still says nothing? And this is what Kelvin had to say, quote, on behalf of DB3, we apologize for conducting ourselves in that way. Our tension was high and emotions got the best of us. We will be back and better and more professional. It's ups and downs with this, and we're going to take it as it come with. With that being said, we didn't jump nobody, but keep believing the media that's twisting narratives part of the game. We will regroup, but it will be for us and not our people. So we will regroup, but it will be for us and not our people. 3, shout out to the juice man who was Keon, who got the victory, and Keyshawn. So now you saying that now we're gonna do this for us and not our people? What? The people ain't do nothing to y'all? The people not twisting the narrative, bruh. You ran in the locker room and headbutted this man and grabbed him, slammed him up against the wall. What do you mean the narrative is being switched? Okay, you didn't jump him. That don't make it better. You should not have any altercation with your opponent, period. You should not have entered his locker room unless you was doing it out of great sportsmanship. To say to him, congratulations, bro. I see you in the next go round. You went in the locker room with bad intentions. And your brother Keon, 2 people was going to, if the other people wasn't there and it was just Keon, Keyshawn, and Nair, what would have happened, Kelvin? If the security wasn't there and Nair Albright's team wasn't there, it was just the 3 of them in the locker room, when they rushed him, what would have happened? See, you got to look at these things from the court, the law point of view, right? They're going to tell you what you could have done, what would have done, what would that have led to. So what do you mean you're going to do it for us and not the people? What people? The people supported you in your city. People coming from California, bruh, to support you. What do you mean you're not doing it for the people? Norfolk, Virginia came up and showed out for you, bruh. Your brother missed weight. You got to have accountability. And Keyshawn should be making a public statement and apology, not Kelvin. Because according to Nair Albright, Kelvin wasn't even included. So you speaking for Keon and Keyshawn. And then saying, we will regroup, but we be doing this for us and not our people? That's nasty work, bro. That's nasty work. And it shows lack of appreciation, bro. It's nasty work, bro. And, man, y'all make of this what you make of it, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.